The release for Destiny 2 is finally upon us and everybody is super excited. And why wouldn't they be? It's the sequel to the other game that put you to sleep. And let's face it, we can never have too many sleeping aids. But as it launches, it's always fun to investigate the little things, the minor details that made Destiny 2 what it is. And it's also information that you may not know ever existed. So now you know more about the game and you can enjoy it a bit more too. So here's 5 things that you didn't know about Destiny 2. And I'm incredibly proud to also reveal that I got a world famous indie developer to do the voiceover for this video. Can you believe it? He also went out and got all the facts. So not only is it a great day all around, it's a video that you're going to want to share. It's a video you're going to want to enjoy.
Number 5. It almost didn't get made. Hello YouTube, it is I, Brian Krantz, indie developer extraordinaire and the brains behind upcoming indie titles The Key in the Shoe and The Truth Behind the Roof. I have spent the last few weeks researching the video game known as Destiny 2, and my word, some of the facts I found, the first of which is yes, it almost didn't get made. Although when Bungie and Activision signed a deal to work together, it was for a trilogy. After the release of the first Destiny, there was a period where it seems as if the sequel would be put on hold. After playing the original and realizing the developer had forgotten to add a story and instead just ranted and raved about some moon, Activision questioned whether it was a good idea to go ahead with the laid out plans. After all, how much moon content could the former Halo studio actually have? And given Apollo 13 is the quintessential moon movie, and that came out in like 1996, why were we still beating this drum in 2015? Layer on top that there was no story the first time around, and it was a difficult period between the two companies as Bungie tried to convince Activision it did know what it was doing, and Activision was just ignoring them because they were focusing on Call of Duty, a game they know is a cash cow. Thankfully, cooler heads prevailed and plans went forward, but imagine what a world we could have lived in, one without Destiny 2. Who wants to live in that? Number 4. Peter Dinklage tried to stop it. After his appearance in the first game was criticized by nerds on Twitter who had nothing better to do, Bungie felt the pressure to make a change. And that's exactly what happened. Replacing all of his dialogue with Nolan North, because of course, this is video games, and he's the only person that's allowed to voice anything. He wouldn't do my game though, would he though? The too busy, he said. You, North. You. Anyway, as you can imagine, the Game of Thrones actor was understandably upset. What were Activision and Bungie playing at? Deciding he had to strike back, Dinklage completely financed his own version of Destiny called Fate, taking his performance and just pasting it into this as a big screw you to Bungie. Feeling this was a breach of copyright though, Bungie sent a cease and desist to Dinklage, who promptly fired back with his own, given that he didn't want to agree to these terms. Before all was said and done, the two came to an agreement after Dinklage agreed to tell Bungie execs exactly what was going to happen in the Game of Thrones series so they could feel all smug and like they were better than everybody else. Number 3, it's based on the 1974 novella Des Tiny. A little known fact, but an important one. The original inspiration for Destiny and the sequel was in fact the now long forgotten novella Des Tiny. This book spun the tale of a fictional character who had one dream, and one dream alone, to walk on the face of the moon. Naturally, this never came to pass, and in the book, Des dies a sad old man, pining over what may have been. As he passes away into death, he is also completely alone. When Bungie executives read this though, they felt compelled to take this story and make it into a video game. The problem was, it was as depressing as shit, and nobody would want to play it, so Activision demanded a shooty space game instead. The title remained though, and the developer pushed this courageous fellow's two names together, and Des Tiny became Destiny. fascinating. Number 2, it's utter shite. And I mean, this must be unknown because you schmucks keep playing it. What is wrong with you? You've got an abundance of indie games to play and you just suck on Bungie's teat like they're your long-lost mother. Have some independence, for goodness sake, and some dignity. Like me, Bryan Cranston. Number 1, it's not Daughter of Fate. Now I know you already know this because if you don't, you're an absolute idiot. I mean, use your eyes. Just look at the title of the game. It's not hard, is it? It says Destiny, not Daughter of Fate. However, a fact is still a fact, and if you're playing Destiny 2, you're not playing Daughter of Fate, and you really should, because it is my best-selling indie game to date and has won numerous awards in Malta, and we all know how important Malta is. Just imagine a tale about a young girl who is lost within her own mind and still has the power to control the fate of the world. Not only will you get depth like that, but of course, the whole time, sad piano music will be playing in the background just to let you know, yes, I am serious, and yes, this is more real than a knee to the groin. Now please do head on over to patreon.com/SimonMiller316 and support these videos with your cash, because much like an indie game, if you do not support things like this, it cannot continue. Like, share and subscribe, comment and share it with Destiny 2 fans, because it will definitely piss them off.